Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Palantir Technologies PLTR stock. We will start by discussing Palantir's $40 price target and price predictions by a chartered financial analyst. Then we will look into what stock analysts think of PLTR stock and how high the stock price can go this year and next year. Then lastly, we will talk about if right now could be a good time to buy more PLTR stock or if you should wait. Go and press the like button right now for more stock price prediction videos and stock price targets. Comment your price predictions down below for PLTR stock. Turn on subscription notifications if you are new, and now let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies. But right now, you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account, and you can get a second free stock which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. Palantir Technologies has had great financial results lately because it has been showing huge revenue increases and free cash flow growth. The author of this article, as well as myself, have reported that Palantir would turn free cash flow positive, and now it's coming true. As Palantir achieved this goal, their FCF, also known as their free cash flow, their FCF revenue and the PLTR stock price will continue to push higher because of this. Palantir's revenue has already increased by 49%, and their free cash flow jumped up by $441 million. And this is a year-over-year statistic, which is absolutely amazing. So let's see what PLTR stock can be worth if this projected growth continues. The 44.3% adjusted FCF margin can be used along with Palantir's predicted 2021 revenues of $1.48 billion, which is a statistic from Seeking Alpha that can be used to evaluate the future PLTR stock price. However, for this calculation, we will purposely be using conservative numbers that are lower than the actual projections, so the real PLTR stock price this year and next year could be much higher than these predictions. For the 2022 stock price target, we will use a 29% annual growth rate, which would put their revenues at around $1.91 billion, along with their CFC of $764 million, which meets analysts' predictions. With that being said, let's now show the math and estimate a low-end conservative PLTR stock price target. If we use the $764 million at a 1% FCF yield to equal a market cap for Palantir of $76.4 billion, which represents a 53.7% increase from the current market cap, this would result in Palantir stock being worth $40.82, which is a very substantial gain. This means that Palantir stock could perform at minimum 5 times better than the overall stock market if we use the benchmark as the S&P 500. Now, because we are using conservative estimates, let's see how conservative we can get without losing any gains to determine if now is a good time to buy the stock. If we take just Palantir's 30% projected growth rate instead of the 53.9% growth it can experience, we would end up with a PLTR stock price of $34. However, 7 analysts from Yahoo Finance have an average price target of $22.43 for PLTR stock over the next 12 months. Also, 8 analysts from TipRanks have a PLTR price target of $22, while MarketBeat has a PLTR stock price prediction of $20.75. So the average analyst is saying Palantir stock will drop by 20%, but the CFA and I are advocating for at least a 30% increase. So who is right? Well, let's find out. Even if we use the analysts' very bearish price targets, if we use the projected growth rate of a 30% CAGR, we will still get positive returns. For example, let's use the analysts' bearish price target of $22 plus a projected growth rate of 30%. That means that the stock could be worth well over $28. This means that if you buy PLTR stock, you can still make profits off of it if you buy it at its current price, especially if you hold it long term. As a reminder, our estimates from the beginning were based on low-end projections and bearish analysts. The actual PLTR stock price could be much higher than the conservative $40.82 target and the low-end analyst price target of $28. This example was meant to convey the simple point that Palantir stock is still a fantastic buy for long-term holders. However, for this year, analysts still hold to their average $22 PLTR price prediction for this year. But as we have seen, 2022 looks to have an amazing growth rate for PLTR stock, even if we use the worst numbers possible. For more good news, Palantir also has a 51 composite rating, which gauges the stock's growth, which ranks it with stocks like DocuSign, Salesforce, Shopify, and Zoom. The COO of Palantir Technologies had to say this about the company, and I quote, "In the US in particular, we continue to generate exceptional results where revenues grew 83% in the US government and 72% in commercial, and we have a lot of headroom for growth in these markets." We have to remember, even after falling 40%, PLTR stock has given out over 230% worth of returns to its early shareholders. The great thing about PLTR stock is that it has a strong support level, so the stock is highly unlikely to fall below it. Also, Palantir has a relative strength rating of 92, which means that PLTR stock ranks in the top 8% of stocks on the market, which is a very bullish sign. Palantir Technologies continues to beat expectations by delivering double-digit growth numbers time after time. Plus, Palantir is projected to have its first annual profit this year. It still blows my mind that analysts have such low price targets for PLTR because the numbers for their growth are clearly present, especially if someone buys PLTR stock with the intentions of holding it long term. I still read articles of analysts, financial reporters, and investors calling it a meme stock or that it's a scam. It's really hard to take Palantir as a joke when they make over $1 billion of revenue annually, and it's clearly not a scam if they work directly with the FBI, CIA, IBM, Amazon, and many allied governments, because those types of clients do not mess around with a company that's a joke. Now that we covered the low-end PLTR stock price predictions for this year and next year while maintaining a clear buy rating for Palantir stock, what do you all think? Do you agree with the bearish analysts, or do you agree with a chartered financial analyst? I have already done a video of why I personally think Palantir will become a trillion-dollar company with a very high price target, but I want to hear your bare minimum price target for PLTR stock down below. Don't forget to like this video right now, subscribe if you are new, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.